The Boston Celtics may be standing at the edge of a move that could reshape the future of their frontcourt and send shockwaves across the league. Whispers are growing louder about a potential deal that would bring Utah's defensive prodigy Walker Kessler to Boston, and is the kind of rumor that makes fans lean forward and wonder if the front office is about to pull off something unforgettable. Imagine a young center with elite rim protection suddenly wearing green just when the Celtics need a new anchor inside. The pieces are on the table, and the timing is more intriguing than anything Boston has faced in years. Before we jump into the details, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash the hype button so you do not miss a single twist in this unfolding drama. Your support keeps the updates coming, and you will want to be here when the next layer of this story breaks. Now, let's dive into the heart of the rumor. A mock trade is making waves by sending Walker Kessler from a Utah Jazz to the Boston Celtics in exchange for a young guard with a $100 million contract. Sources around the league believe this framework is not pure fantasy, but a blueprint that both front offices could eventually explore. Utah has been wandering through a slow rebuild, collecting talented prospects like Lauri Markkanen and Keontae George, and even adding top pick Ace Bailey during the 2025 draft. Yet despite promising pieces, the Jazz remain trapped in mediocrity and could decide to cash in on valuable players before another season slips away. Enter Walker Kessler, a towering defender who has already built a reputation as one of the league's most efficient rim protectors. At just 23 years old, he offers a rare combination of youth size and defensive instincts that few big men can match. For Boston, the need is obvious, but far from trivial. Kristaps Porzingis was moved to Atlanta, while veterans Luke Kornet and Al Horford left in free agency, leaving a gaping hole in the paint. A championship contender cannot rely on patchwork solutions in the middle, and the Celtics know that the path to another title will run through a fortified frontcourt. The proposed deal becomes even more fascinating when you examine the details. Reports suggest that Utah might also include veteran center Jusuf Nurkic to balance salaries, while Boston would send high-scoring guard Anthony Simons, whose contract tops $100 million. Simons is an offensive weapon, averaging nearly 20 points per game, with a smooth outside shot and creative playmaking, but Boston's backcourt is already deep with stars. The Celtics could afford to sacrifice a scoring guard if it means locking down a young defensive cornerstone who fits their timeline and culture. Why would Utah even consider parting with Kessler? The answer lies in the delicate dance of rebuilding. The Jazz know that by moving a player of Kessler's caliber, they can demand draft picks and a proven scorer like Simons, giving them another pillar to pair with George and Bailey. It is a gamble, but one that could accelerate their rise if they believe Markkanen might eventually be moved as well. Every rebuild reaches a point where bold choices define the future, and Utah may be approaching that crossroads. For Boston, the potential reward is enormous. Kessler's contract is still team-friendly, which means the Celtics could secure elite defense without crippling their cap sheet. His presence would allow the team to protect the rim at a level unseen since the peak of their last championship run, while freeing Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to dominate offensively without carrying heavy interior responsibilities. With Kessler patrolling the paint, Boston could deploy smaller, faster lineups without sacrificing protection, a strategic edge that becomes critical in deep playoff battles. The curiosity grows when you consider timing. The trade deadline looms in February of 2026, and both franchises have reasons to act before then. Boston wants to reinforce its roster before the grueling playoff push, while Utah seeks assets before Kessler's value peaks further. Every passing week adds pressure and increases the chances of a surprise move that no one sees coming until the deal is done. Fans in Boston should feel a surge of cautious excitement. This is not a routine rumor or a recycled trade machine fantasy. The combination of a pressing need in the Celtics' frontcourt, a motivated trade partner in Utah, and the unique talents of Walker Kessler creates a perfect storm of opportunity. Whether Brad Stevens decides to strike now or wait for the market to develop, the very existence of this proposal signals that Boston is thinking big and thinking smart. Stay alert, because a single phone call could transform the Celtics from defending champions to an even more dominant dynasty in the making. Walker Kessler in green is more than a dream, it is a possibility that could redefine the balance of power in the Eastern Conference, and the countdown to a potential blockbuster has already begun. The countdown to a potential Walker Kessler blockbuster has already begun, and that alone is enough to keep every Celtics fan glued to the news feed. But Boston's front office is not content with a single storyline. Behind the bright headlines of rim protecting giants, there is a quieter possibility forming in the shadows, one that could give the Celtics an unexpected weapon for the years ahead. This is where the name Tyler Kolek enters the conversation and where the curiosity of every fan should sharpen. Before we peel back this next layer, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button so you stay locked in as we track every hidden move that could shape the next championship run. Your click is the spark that keeps these deep dives coming, and this is one you will not want to miss. Tyler Kolek is a 24-year-old guard whose story is more than just another young player waiting for a chance. He battled his way from Rhode Island high school gyms to George Mason University, then transferred to Marquette, where he climbed the ladder season after season until he captured the Big East Player of the Year award in the 2022 to 2023 campaign. He was even named an All-American during his senior season, a signal that his relentless drive is matched by real talent. Yet today, he sits buried on the New York Knicks bench, his path blocked by veterans like Malcolm Brogdon and Landry Shamet, and a crowded guard rotation that leaves little room for growth. For Boston, this is the kind of opportunity that separates clever contenders from the rest of the league. Kolek is on a contract worth about $2,200,000 annually with a team option in the 2027 to 2028 season. That number is pocket change in a world where stars command nine-figure deals and allows the Celtics to take a swing without risking future flexibility. The cost to acquire him would likely be no more than a pair of second-round draft picks, a price so modest it barely registers against the potential upside. What makes Kolek intriguing is not just his resume, but the way he fits into the quiet blueprint Brad Stevens has been building. Boston has spent recent off-seasons searching for players who compete, who work, who refuse to accept their ceiling. Kolek checks every one of those boxes. He is a left-handed playmaker who sees the floor with creativity and plays with a chip on his shoulder from years of being underestimated. Place that mindset inside the Celtics development system, and you have the chance to grow a rotation guard who delivers far more than his salary suggests. Some might dismiss a move for a little-used second-year player as insignificant, yet this is how dynasties stay ahead. The Celtics already have star power and proven scorers. What they need are cost-controlled competitors who can fill gaps when injuries strike or when the grind of an 82-game season demands fresh energy. Kolek offers exactly that. He may begin his journey in Maine with the G League affiliate, but the same relentless drive that carried him from George Mason to national recognition could push him into meaningful NBA minutes sooner than expected. The Knicks know his potential, but they also know their roster math. With veterans holding down the guard spots and their own ambitions to chase bigger deals, they could be persuaded to part with Kolek if the offer includes future picks and a clear path to roster balance. Boston holds the assets and the patience to make that call, and if they strike while Kolek's value is still modest, they could secure a hidden gem before the rest of the league realizes what he can become. This is the essence of championship building. While headlines focus on blockbuster names like Walker Kessler, the Celtics are capable of moving on two fronts at once, adding immediate impact while also planting seeds for the next wave of contributors. Tyler Kolek may not light up scoreboards on day one, but his hunger, his playmaking instincts, and his bargain contract create a cocktail of upside that no true contender should ignore. The question is not whether he can help, but how soon Boston will decide that the time to act is now. The quiet hunt for hidden value does not end with the search for Tyler Kolek, because Boston's front office has already shown a deeper plan unfolding in real time. The next chapter of this strategy is not about an outside target, but about a player already wearing green who now stands at the center of a carefully calculated decision. Pritchard has gone from trade rumor filler to a vital piece of the Celtics' long-term vision, and the way this unfolded reveals more about Boston's ambition than any casual fan might expect. All summer long, the Celtics had every chance to move Pritchard if they wanted to. The league knew his value. Rival executives quietly checked in and floated packages because a young guard with playoff experience and a fearless shooting touch will always attract offers. Yet the calls were met with silence. Boston chose patience over temptation, and that choice sends a message louder than any press conference. This is not a roster accident. This is a declaration that Pritchard is part of something bigger than a rotation spot. His profile fits the exact pattern that Brad Stevens has been chasing. Pritchard is 26 years old, entering what many executives call the prime window for guards. He is still on a manageable contract, which allows Boston to balance the books while chasing stars like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He plays with relentless pace that wears down defenses, and he owns a quick release that punishes teams who dare to leave him open. Those traits are not new to fans, but what matters now is the timing. With Drew Holiday gone, and no veteran floor general added in free agency, the Celtics have created a lane for Pritchard to seize the ball and steer the second unit with authority. League insiders have whispered since June that Boston projected Pritchard for a significant role this season, and every quiet week of the offseason turned that whisper into a clear statement. The fact that no serious trade talks ever reached the brink shows that the front office values his growth over short-term moves. In a league where contenders often sacrifice young talent for instant upgrades, Boston is taking the opposite path. They are betting that internal development will unlock a player who can swing playoff games when the spotlight is brightest. The coming months could be career-defining. Expect career high minutes per game and expanded responsibility as a primary ball handler. Expect him to test defenses with his lightning trigger from deep while refining the playmaking that earned him 6th Man of the Year honors last season. The coaching staff will demand improvement on defense and more consistent production night after night, because with trust comes expectation. If Pritchard meets those demands, he will not only reward the faith of the front office, but also give the Celtics a rare luxury, a homegrown guard who produces far beyond the cost of his contract. This decision also carries a strategic ripple effect. By keeping Pritchard, Boston maintains a critical balance between star salaries and affordable contributors. That balance allows flexibility for future trades, including blockbuster pursuits like the ongoing discussions around Walker Kessler, while still nurturing the next wave of talent, such as a potential move for Tyler Kolek. It is a delicate equation, and Pritchard sits right at the center, holding the key to both present contention and future adaptability. The message to fans is simple but powerful. Boston is not just chasing headlines. They are building layers of talent that can sustain a championship core for years. Peyton Pritchard is more than a bench spark. He is a test case for a strategy that values growth, timing, and calculated risk. If he takes the leap this season, the payoff could redefine the Celtics rotation and give them yet another weapon when the playoffs arrive. If you believe in this vision, show it now by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and smashing the hype button so you never miss the next twist in this evolving Celtic story.